Okay guys, so as I just mentioned, I was going to go and get a reamer to ream the valve guides out, as I've now installed them. However, I haven't got one and I can't get one until possibly tomorrow. So we're going to hold fire on the head. So as I've pushed the guides in, they've closed up a little bit. So I need to get a reamer just to ream them out to match the valve size, valve stem size, and then we'll be good to continue with the head as the valves are getting stuck. They're not stuck, but they're not loose. You know, they're draggy. They're not as they should. But nonetheless, so we're going to pause on that. What we're going to do instead now, we are going to prepare the back plate, sump, and front cover, which we're going to be finishing in a cracker black. So here's the sump and front cover. I've just got the back plate just out of shot. So these are going to be done in cracker black. So they've been prepped, degreased, and ready to go. What I like to do is to, although they're degreased and everything, I like to get some heat into the metal. And what happens is the metal starts to sweat, because although they are degreased, there's still a lot of grease within the metal that will sweat out as it comes up to temperature. If you don't do that, what happens is as you apply your paint and it dries and it looks fantastic, when you go and fire their engine up and it's up to temperature and then the metal starts to sweat, it then releases the oil underneath your paint, and then your paint starts to flake and not looking very good. So I find if you heat the metal up, no matter what it is, whether it's front plate, back plate, whatever, engine block will be the same, and the cylinder head I'll do the same. You bring it up to temperature, you'll see the metal sweating, and then it will just kind of burn off. You're not getting it red hot. You'll see, and then you apply you let it cool down, and then you apply your paint. That way, one, the paint dries really quickly, and two, you get a really nice finish, as you will see. So we're going to do that today. So let's jump into it. And you can heat these up with a heater gun. Just get it up to temperature. You'll see that the metal starts to sweat. That's the best way of doing it. But yeah, okay, let's do it. Okay, so what I've done, I've heated it up, and I've also given it a few minutes to lose some temperature, because we don't want it to be too hot, but we also don't want it to cool down. The reason we need the heat with the crackle, to get the crackle effect, which you'll see shortly, you need that heat so it dries and it crackles up like you've got really bad dry skin. So that's the finish we're trying to achieve. So we'll just spray it and you'll literally see what happens. There we go. And once it's got the paint on, you can always apply more heat if it's cooled down too soon or too quickly. And by heating up, you've gotten rid of all the grease which is in the metal. So now that's all been burnt out. And that's why we heated it up. One, for the crackle, and two, to get rid of all the grease which is buried or inside the metal itself. Okay, just going to chuck you down for a minute. Just rotate that to there. And put it on relatively thick, so you can't only get one go at it. So once it starts to crackle and you reapply it, you don't quite get the same. Hi. My phone. You don't quite get the same finish if you let it dry and then apply a second coat. So you just want to go quite heavy with your first application. And like I said, you can always reapply more heat to get the crackle effect. But importantly, you just want to get it on there. Now, okay guys, so that's the end result of the Sump. You can see the crackle on the Sump, which I think is a really nice finish. Also the front cover, which is also crackled. And we've done the back plate. And yeah, so that's all ready to be fitted when we get to that point. So what else we've got to do? We're working on the front pulley at the moment, which is going to be painted, and front plate as well. Still waiting for the reamers for the cylinder head so I can do the valves. So that's in. Well, I've got to wait for that. You can't really rush that side. But then tomorrow, really excited, we're going to collect the blocks. So there will be lots to do from tomorrow. Really excited. Then we can jump into taking old pistons off, putting the new pistons on the rods, fitting everything, CCing, seeing where we are. Also came today. The new cam came, which is really cool, but I'll tell you a bit more about that when that comes, when we get to that. And yeah, so very, very excited for the bits that we still got to do. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.